Hello, YouTube. How's everyone doing today? Sitting here on call, sipping some sweet tea. If you notice the background, I have moved. Renting a little house. Me and my fiance. Girlfriend, it's still weird to call her fiance. And I was watching a video about, it's a channel local to East Tennessee. I'm not going to give any names. But I'm so tired of watching this guy's videos. So fed up with it, of all the lies he tells, of everything he does to try to make things seem bigger than they are, worse than they are, all this other stuff. And I'm going to be tackling a topic that people on TikTok have exploited. As you can tell by the video, are feral people real? This topic exploded after the American Horror Stories, not American Horror Story, but the little individual episodes after they released the episode Feral. It absolutely skyrocketed. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all these cryptid hunters before were worried about Bigfoot, Dogman, all this other mumbo jumbo, and it exploded. And when I get on my TikTok, and it's so weird, at night it seems like that scary stuff starts popping up more on your TikTok, and I've had people ask me, are the Appalachian Mountains really that scary? No. Why if they were really that scary, if stuff was really going on crazy how it is, why are people still hiking the Appalachian Trail from beginning to end, from Alabama to Maine? Why are people walking the trail daily? Doing the whole thing, never seeing anything. People who are actually out walking the trails, people who are really out here hunting. You see all these guys in these videos. Look at how they look. Look at them. I'm not in the best shape myself, but they are in no shape to go hunting. Now, if it was a hunter out there, someone who actually hunts in the woods, there's a guy at work. He is actually on the attendance policy. At work we have a step policy for the attendance. Step 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 is basically your last leg. Step 5 is fired. He is on the step program because he goes hunting all the time, every season, all year long. He's hunting. Never mentioned anything, never said anything. He said, a couple times I feel like I'm being watched. He said, but, then my mind starts playing tricks on me, and I think that Jason Voorhees is in the woods after me. So, of course, something like that is going to trigger something in your brain to be worried. But his video, I got through the first part, and being someone from Tennessee, it really pissed me off, to be honest with you. And I hope I'm not hurting anyone's feelings by saying this. Eastern Tennessee is being ruined by transplants. I'm so sorry. I'm not meaning to hurt anyone's feelings. I know I have friends in Hawaii, friends in New York, New Jersey, Canada, have friends in Minnesota, have friends in Oregon, have friends in Washington State, Washington, D.C., but a lot of these transplants, and really the people I talk to are not the type of people that are ruining our area. It's simply the fact that these transplants, and I'm not necessarily completely wholly completely blaming transplants. Yeah, it's these landlords and these property development groups that are also driving up the prices. Also, these investors and brokers that are realizing that all these people are coming in and they're just jacking stuff up. And then around here, the cost of living has gone up so much, but no one's pay has gone up at all. So, you know, used to, if you lived in southeastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, southwestern Virginia, western North Carolina, northwestern anywhere based in northwestern South Carolina, northeastern Georgia. If you made $20 an hour, I mean, you know, 5-6 years ago, I mean, you were upper middle class. And I know some people, you know, are going to think that that's crazy. You know, I wouldn't, you know, settle for anything under $45 an hour. Well, that's how it was around here. I mean, property was cheap, houses were cheap. The local dealerships, as long as you had some sort of proof of income and some sort of credit score, you could get finance for a nice vehicle. And I'm not meaning nice like a 2008 BMW M3 that's had 6 owners and 2 wrecks and, you know, leaking oil everywhere. I mean, you know, a newer Lexus, a newer GMC 2500, you know, a newer Lincoln Navigator, stuff like that. But in this video, he's like, you know, these people, they don't want to talk to any outsiders. They don't want to communicate. I need to watch out with my phone because they could possibly confront me. No, they're not. They ain't worried about you. They're sitting on the porch, smoking a cigarette, drinking coffee. They just want to be, you know, yeah, do they want to be left alone? Yeah. They'll probably see someone on their phone and then think, oh, it's, you know, just someone talking on their phone. They're not supposed to be doing that. That's all they're going to think. It's nothing how he made it out in this video. And then he proceeds in every single video. It does not matter where he's at. I have been to a lot of these places this guy has been at. And he's literally been within 100 yards off the highway. 100 yards from a parking lot. Walking and talking about, oh man, this is harsh terrain. I can't get over that. I'm gonna have to turn around now. You know, it's like if you've ever watched any paranormal or, you know, videos like that, or any Bigfoot hunting videos, like, oh man, I saw him walk over here. Guess we're gonna have to do it and look at it next episode. You know, BS like that. It's so exhausting. But going back to the title of this video and the original question, and really confronting everybody that's doing these type of videos, I'm confronting everyone, every single person, as someone who has been in the woods for days, weeks at a time. Me, I have been in the woods for days and weeks at a time. No, before I had this current job, of course. No cell service. Couple packs of cigarettes, a lighter, a gun, a knife, you know, sleeping bag, a fishing rod. I've never seen anything. I've never seen Bigfoot, never seen a dog man, never seen aliens, never seen really a ghost. Have I seen some weird things I can't explain? Yes. Have I caught things out of the corner of my eye? Yes. But I have never been able to identify them. Never have. Never have. There were a couple instances on this one road, literally a couple miles from here. I've seen a couple strange things. The first thing could be mocked up as a person walking in a building. Me and my girlfriend, we're going to take this road to get to her house, and it's a terrible, twisty, windy road. And she's like, I really don't want to go up this road. I'd just rather take the long way, you know. So I was like, you know, okay, it's fine. So there's this old office building and had a parking lot. So we turned around the parking lot, and she looked in the building. The doors are all tore out. With no windows, just being completely gutted. And she, I really didn't see it. She said that she saw someone standing in the door waiting for me to hurry up. I just caught a glimpse of a dark figure. It could have been, and it was at night, where I was turning. I just caught a glimpse out of the corner of my eye, and the lights and from my truck and everything. So more than likely, that was just some homeless person ravaging around in there or living in there. On the same stretch of road, I was going up, and something ran across in front of me. I don't know what it is. It was more than likely an elk, honestly. That's really all I can say. It looked almost like, if you've ever watched the movie The Ritual, there's this big elk-like god, cryptid god, that has arms, and maybe my mind is tricking me because I just saw it out of, my lights were facing here, and it ran just out of the view of vision, basically, across in front of me. So it was more than likely an elk. And then the other night, actually, I have no idea what it was. It was not a coyote. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I was driving down the road, and once again, here's this thing. A lot of this stuff happens so fast, you don't really know what happens. And your mind tries to fill the gaps. It tries to fill the voids with past experiences, past things that you have saw and experienced. So if you're sitting there in the room and, you hear your tree screeching. You hear your tree screeching. Okay? You're half asleep, kind of, worried. You probably might have watched a scary movie or watched a scary TikTok. Well, you hear a noise. And then you look down the hallway and you think you see something standing there. You turn on the light and nothing's there. For me, that's your mind playing tricks on you. But what it was, really, it just looked like a German Shepherd ran across in front of me. That was it. That's what it just looked like. A German Shepherd ran across in front of me. But and some people might say, well, that's a werewolf, that's a dog man, that's something else. No, it's probably someone's German Shepherd just out chasing deer, or maybe chasing coyotes or something, and it just ran across in front of me. That's all that had happened. Some people would mark that up as a skinwalker, as all these other things. To me, that's a German Shepherd ran across in front of me. Never seen any feral people. Now, where a lot of this idea of the feral people comes from, is oftentimes folklore and different things told from moonshiners to keep people out of the woods. In eastern Tennessee, there was and still is a lot of moonshining going on, a lot of illegal liquor being made. And simply put, a lot of the ideas of the feral people come from a lot of these moonshiners. In the song Copperhead Road, by Steve something, I can't remember his name. He talked about his granddad. He only came to town twice a year. Okay, so you could say he was a mountain man. And that's the thing that these feral people, I think, are getting mocked up as, just people who simply live in the mountains, homeless people. Well, in the instance I was talking about, moonshiners, they weren't homeless. A little fun fact too, if you think the moonshiners are bad people, there's a guy that I used to go to church with, his grandparents owned a store, and they would always let moonshiners buy stuff on credit because the moonshiners would pay them back, but they would never let the pastors, they would never let preachers or pastors buy things on credit because they never pay anything back. But a lot of it's just mocked up to these old stories of people being in the woods, and experiencing certain things. You're told these feral people, these people that are basically half human, half animal, that are just not like humans. They've been inbred so much and pushed away so much out of society that they're crazy. They're feral people. Okay, you go in the woods, you hear, and even in this dude's video, even in this flipping dude's video, and I've said it in videos before too. He said, I think you hear someone walking. I can't remember if I told you all this story, but I'm gonna say it again. About 10 years ago, maybe we'll say 10 years ago. It's probably a little bit longer than that. We're having some coyote issues on our property, my grandparents' property, and as a young boy, I'd always like to go in the woods and, well, heck, actually, I was probably like 8 or 9. I was either 8, 9, or 10, either one of those. And as a young boy, I'd like to go in the woods and play, and I was just walking around, and there was a big briar bush, and on the other side, I kept hearing leaves move. Sorry. Man, these allergies are killing me. And I would always hear the leaves move. And I thought to myself, there's a coyote over there. There's a coyote on the other side of that bush. So I had my knife. I took my knife out, and I was ready to attack. I was going to get the jump on it. I moved around the other side of the bush. It was birds. It was birds. But it sounded the crunching of the leaves. And my senses were heightened because I thought, we're having coyotes on the property. I need to be careful. And it was birds. So who's to say that the guy's walking around? He's heavy breathed, as you could tell in the video. So his senses are heightened. Maybe he believes that feral people are real, so he's anxious about that. And could be a bird, could be a squirrel. It literally could be anything. When you're in that situation, small things sound a lot louder when they step on leaves or maybe even break a twig. But I have never seen anything. Now, like I said, a lot of this is just mocked up by moonshiner tales, such as that. And even, moms saying, don't go in those woods. There's crazy people out there. Talking about the moonshiners. And even people who have gone crazy off of making liquor, getting a bad batch. There is actual stories and proof of people going crazy from getting a bad batch of liquor. And just, Kermit the Frog, a hermit, never mind. Just hermits in the woods that, have lived up there for years, and they just want to be left alone. Does that make them feral people? No, because, a lot of them are probably really nice people. They just like to be left alone, which is kind of the whole way of it is around here, is people just want to be left alone. We don't want to be bothered. We just want, want to be left alone, want to be able to do what we want to do, what we, have been doing for years. I think the guy in the video, he was trying to mock it up as, we're all feral people. I don't know. He gets on my damn nerves. But I've never seen a feral person. I don't believe that feral people are real. It doesn't mean that other people's experiences haven't been the same. But look at it this way. It could be a homeless person on meth in the woods. What are you going to expect? Meth is a terrible problem around here. Opioids are running rampant here in this area. All over southeastern Kentucky, all over southwestern North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, southwestern Virginia, East Tennessee, northeastern Georgia, northwestern South Carolina. it's running everywhere. It's running crazy. So, you know, if you're running through the woods, you see someone that has their shirt off, probably naked, running around. They're probably on meth, or they're high on meth, or they're drunk on moonshine. So that's probably where a lot of those other stories are coming from. And then I'm not taking to it in account. I'm not dismissing that there are probably, you know, a couple. There might have been one or two inbred families, 50 plus years ago, in the woods that, you know, are crazy or whatever. I'm not denying that, but saying that there's modern day feral people in 2025 with all this technology, with all the tourism that's going on in the Smoky Mountains, no. Is all of it going on in North Carolina? No, because I have been to a lot of these places. I've experienced a lot of these places. No. Someone who has truly been there, not someone who is faking it, not someone who is lying, someone who knows their stuff. No.